Okay, we need to talk today, and I just try to always be so accommodating to everyone because I do understand that everyone comes from different perspectives, what we're manifesting, from different experiences and especially states of mind. However, if this is the way you want to continue manifesting, if you think that this is the way law of assumption is going to work for you, we need to talk about it because it is not. It doesn't work. The majority of the time that I read the comment section or that I go online, I see 10% of people who get it, and the rest of the people, where I'm gonna be so straightforward to you guys in this video, it won't work. And it's not a limiting belief. We need to talk about what you are doing and what you're failing to understand, which is the core aspect of law of assumption. And it all boils down to not what I say, by the way, but what Neville has said once upon a time. Neville used to start his entire lectures about the law of assumption telling the people, you don't need to pay me, you don't need to do anything in regards to believing me, you need to do it. You do it, you go home tonight and you do it. And then the people who come back were always less, but we're the ones who tried it and it had worked for them because they actually did it. And that's where Neville wanted to work with. He wanted to work with people that actually practiced what he was saying. Why? Because he was taught by Abdullah, who was a very harsh teacher to him, who slammed the door on his face and said, listen, Neville, you need to do it. If you're gonna do it and not complaining or doubting, we're on the same page. I'm paraphrasing what Abdullah would have said, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, let's not lose time. And today, I'm gonna be that Abdullah. I'm gonna be how Neville was in a way, obviously with all the humility in my heart, because I'm not Neville in any shape or form, but we need to talk about this. So let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Neyah, and on this channel, I talk everything about esotericism, manifestation, and so much more. In today's video, we are dissecting the law of assumption and go deeply into the core of it. If you want extra videos, I do post them on my Patreon. Consider Patreon as a whole new YouTube channel where I post vlogs, manifestation, podcast weekly, and so much more. And then if you want to support the channel, I also have memberships down below where I do live collective coaching as well. The details are down below. But now let's get to the video. So we really seriously need to talk about it, and I will try to break it down in a simple and fast way as possible. I already made a community post, but maybe you're new, maybe you didn't see it. There is no point, like I've been so big in, okay, let me explain you the science behind the law of assumption. Let me explain you how the brain works. I give you books. I said, you still don't understand why your personality creates your personal reality? Hey, I have a webinar about quantum physics. I made free videos about cubism, quantum physics, the books of Joe Dispenza. I have thoroughly explained so much, and if you're new to this channel, just go ahead and watch my older videos. But then I arrived to this point where I'm telling you guys, stop watching all of it, because you always ask me, how did you do it? How did you manifest everything that you want? I didn't understand it first. That's what you guys lack to understand. I wasn't this dowdy. I never was. Maybe this intelligent. Okay, fine. I was never this brainy. Never. I became brainy afterwards because I knew from the start that words don't teach, but experience does. Experience creates wisdom. And therefore, first and foremost, I'm someone extremely delusional, and I have such an unwavering faith in God that you cannot compare sometimes my experience, because we are all different, with yours. You have to understand how your mind works and who you are. Now, I'm going to give you examples, so don't stop the video. Just follow through the end, because I'm going to be very specific for various people. But let's say, if you have an unwavering faith like the ones that I have, I never questioned anything. When I read Neville Goddard, when I did the coaching with Sammy, and she just told me, you just have to affirm this, I didn't ask her anything else. That is the difference. I just did it. Plain as it's simple. Then, obviously, I grown in my practice and I created my own formula, but it all came afterwards. I learned about quantum physics, shockingly enough, afterwards because I saw the results and I was like, how come that my thoughts create? And I wanted to know more and then more and then more and then more to help even more people. But I never wanted to confuse anyone. I just did it. When I was a beginner, I just did it in the beginning. When I was listening before even the coaching that I did with Sammy, when I was listening to Abraham, why the law of attraction for me has always worked, even when before I knew about Neville Goddard, because I just did it. I didn't question it. I just did it. For me, if I read in the Bible, if you pray, it's done, you already have it. I believe in it. I don't need to question it. It's written in the Bible. I believe in it. And why is all of this? Because I came from witchcraft. Since I was a child, I studied witchcraft, which is very practical. Like witches, especially in Italy, they don't come in like in the movies with gigantic books telling you about the theory of the spell. No way. Like my mom, grandmother was like, take some salt, take some candles, you do it. You do it. There is this underlying theme of believing in divinity, having an unwavering faith, and just do it and just practicing it. And that's how I approach everything else in life. I just do it. So obviously for me, manifestation was always easy, was always effortless because I'm not very brainy in that sense. Then what happened was that afterwards, the more I was talking about this, the more I realized maybe there is an easier way. Maybe you don't have to affirm all day. And I wanted to know more because I saw that you guys were so brainy. And I saw that you guys, and I don't mean it as a judgment, I mean this is what it is. Many of you guys are very brainy. Many of you guys ask so many questions, and I was like, okay, how can I address these questions? That I studied quantum physics, I studied cubism, I read Joe Dispenza, and I presented you with a plethora of like explanations, possible explanations why the multi-world theory works, why quantum jumping might be real, why we might be living a simulation, why your thoughts create your own reality. I engaged in the brainy stuff, and I'm so happy I did because it does help, especially for people who are full of doubts and fear and they question a lot. But now we have arrived to a point when we have to revert back to the beginning because sometimes we just have to do it. We have arrived to a point where it's like, enough is enough. Enough is enough of questioning, enough of watching videos. You guys need to do it because I'm not stupid in that sense. Like I can see you guys, you watch a video, you comment, and then you say, yeah, I will do it. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm not talking about obviously about everyone, but about the majority of people. And then after 2 days, there is a new video. I see some of you in other videos, people as well, commenting the same circumstances, doubting, wavering, and do it all over again. Now, if this is the way you do it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. A law of assumption is just not gonna work, and you might just as well revert back to your old program and not even try it. But guess what? You can't, because you know that your thoughts create. Maybe you had some results along the line, so you can't go back. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna stay stuck in a limbo where you go back and forth watching videos and you just never apply it? No, we have to stop. So what do I mean by that? I'm sorry for being harsh, but sometimes I feel that if I don't do this, the message doesn't come across. So what do I mean by that? I don't understand, and I'm not talking about anyone specific. This is many people's questions, okay? Oh, I don't understand why, if I change my personality, if I just change the position on my sofa, then where I sit in the day or how I dress, how is that going to manifest my own reality? Well, you can read about quantum physics. You can read about Joe Dispenza telling you about how neurons fire together and wire together and why your personality creates a personal reality. You can, but then at some point, it's not going to mean anything to you if you don't do it. It's not going to mean anything to you. Even if you read every possible book about manifestation, you need to do it first. You need to do it consistently, and then you will see results. I have no shadow of a doubt. It's my promise to you that you're gonna see results. And after the results happen, everything will start to make sense. The books that you're gonna read, and when someone tells you, personality creates your personal reality, you'll be like, yeah, that's right. You're gonna start being aware of your thoughts. You're gonna start paying real attention to the correlation between your thoughts and your reality, but it's all gonna come afterwards, after you practiced. I'm gonna give you another example. This is another big question. I hear this all the time about making money and millions. And this question comes from the not doing what I'm telling you to do, but not because I'm telling you what Neville told you, what Florence told you, what Sammy is telling you, what I'm telling you, what other coaches are telling you. Everyone that knows about the law, okay? So, and everyone is going to explain it differently. So sure, go ahead and find your coach, the best person that resonates with you. I'm not for everyone. Another person is not for everyone. That's fine, but at some point you got to do it. At some point in the search, you have to start. Whoever you choose. So with the millions and the money, what happens is you guys are like this. Some of you, not all, but some of you. Yeah, but I don't understand, because if I were to be a millionaire, I will just go out and spend money. It's not enough for me to sit in my imagination and spend money, because if I would have been, and that's already the brainy stuff starts, because I would have never even arrived to that. I will just do it. I will just shut up and do it, because that's the way I am. That's the way I'm not that brainy, I guess. But some of you are, and it's a good thing. It's a quality. It's fine. But you're like, but if I were to be a millionaire, I wouldn't sit in visualization. And if I wouldn't sit in visualization, then I would just go out and spend money. But now I can't do it, and this is contradicting my reality. So how can I sit? No. If you were to be a millionaire, then I'm going to be honest, I don't care. This is not a limiting belief. This is life. If you were to be a millionaire, your first thought wouldn't be, I go out and spend money. Sorry guys, no. You don't understand what it is to be in a consciousness of being a millionaire. This is why many people do manifest winning money at the lottery. A lot of people do with the law of attraction, and they lose it. Statistically, the majority of them lose it afterwards. Why? Because they're thinking exactly in this way. As soon as I got the money, I will spend it, because you don't understand the consciousness of a millionaire, which I've said it millions of times. You have to respect the 3D by living in the 4D. Is what Jesus said in the Bible. I am in this world, but I am not from this world. The 3D still exists. You still have to engage with its natural laws, but you come from a fourth dimensional state, because you can select the states of consciousness, which is also what Neville, which was very Bible-based, was talking about. Meaning, in other words, if you were a millionaire and you were actually truly sit in the consciousness of being a millionaire, you will understand the difference between assets and liability. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, it's because you didn't take action towards understanding these things. Because millionaires don't think, believe it or not, unless you're watching some celebrity TV reality shows that they just want you to believe that so you become a better consumer, but that's a topic for a different video. If you know how millionaires think, you would know that they definitely don't think I have all this money, therefore I'm going to waste them in liabilities. Yes, can they afford liabilities? Yes, but it's not their first thought. Their first thought is, how can I create assets, because assets is what makes me a millionaire. I have $1 million property that is giving me money as we are speaking without me talking, because I understand the value of assets. And after that, I got other assets. That's why I can do YouTube videos without caring how much money I get on YouTube. Plus, yes, I do the affirmations. Affirmations first. Thoughts always first. But then, if you want to sit in the consciousness of being a millionaire and you cannot trust the visualization and affirmation is enough, you need to stay in the present moment and take actions. And actions is not just I'm going to go out and spend money. None of that, but it is, I'm gonna read books about millionaires. I'm gonna sit even more in that consciousness. I'm gonna saturate my mind reading books about people that know what is the difference between assets and liability. I am going to saturate my mind with the obsession of how to create money while I am affirming, because you're just so brainy that you are going to question the affirmations. And then I'm gonna answer all these questions, even if this video is going to be long. Another thing that you guys tell me, but you always say you don't have to take action. How come that you got money out of the blue and you got this out of the blue or out of thin air without taking actions? I'm a big believer of not taking actions, but the difference is I am not brainy at all. When I affirm, for me it's already done. I don't question it. First and foremost, I did read and saw the interviews of those millionaires. I surrounded myself with that environment. I still took some decent action to get me in that state of consciousness, but generally speaking, sure, I'm not one of these people that took a lot of actions. I would agree with you. But at the same time, it's because I have unwavering faith that it's done. I am not that brainy. I don't question visualization. I don't question the affirmation. So obviously, if you come from my perspective, sure, I can tell you can sit around and just meditate for the most part, and it's gonna work. But are we all the same? No. So another example that I can give you with SP or with love, you can't manifest a different story with SP or with anyone if you're coming from the same personality that manifests them to be a jerk in the first place. You have to do something. You have to be less brainy, less doubting, less in your mind. Do the affirmation, but practice being a different person. Practice changing your personality, because you understand that your personality creates your personal reality. If you want to know more, watch my older videos. I have hundreds of videos about this. And so those small actions of even drinking coffee in a different way or changing some habits, break the pattern of being yourself, believe it or not, because change the way your neurons wire together. That's the reason why they work. But words are empty if you don't do it. So that's to address just a couple of questions. Now, I want to read from The Magic Path of Intuition from Florence Scovel-Shinn and just give you some quotes from my mentor, because Florence Scovel-Shinn, among all the teachers and all the coaches that I've worked with, present and past, she is being my grace. She is being my mentor, my spiritual mentor. I advise her to everyone. She made for me the law of assumption, the law, so much easier, even though I have so much knowledge about hermetism, witchcraft, and all of this. For me, she is the best. And especially, she just always gives me inspiration, and this unwavering faith in God and in infinite consciousness. Call it universe, call it Shiva, call it Kali, call it Thor, call it, I don't care, because for me, God is everywhere. It's this infinite consciousness. God is you, God is me, God is just eternal, you know, in that sense, and infinite and just all encompassing. But she just gave me this unwavering faith, and that for me, like, I wouldn't change anything in my practice of the law of assumption to make it work more than unwavering faith at the end of the day, because it's the most effortless way to manifest. But I do understand that not everyone is like me, and so that's why I give you other alternative, like instead of being that brainy, take action. Every single time that you feel in fear and doubt, take action. But not action to push or force the manifestation, action to make you sit in the state of consciousness in a reasonable way. Take action, which is what Vadim Zeland says, and I agree with him, because not every teaching is for everyone. So for most people, that's a good teaching. That's a teaching that they should follow, if that is how brainy they are and how they question everything. So very quickly, I'm going to mention the words of Florence Scovel-Shinn from the book The Magic Path of Intuition, published by Hay House in English version, lesson number 6 or chapter number 6, bringing your future into the now. And there she goes. Florence writes, "You must live fully in the now to make your dreams come true." When your guys are being, and I will make a different video about this where I reiterate this concept a little bit more, repeat it a little bit more, but when your guys are being so brainy and so doubty about your affirmations or what you're doing, is because you're not sitting in the now. Either you are in the past complaining about whatever has happened, or you're just way too much into the future to a point where you are wishful thinking. You're not using the affirmation to sit in a new state of consciousness, but you're just doing a wishful thinking. You have to bring the future into the now, hence changing the habits of being yourself. That's the first step. And you can do it just with affirmation. I'm completely agreeing with this. I just think it doesn't work maybe for everyone, but that's definitely where you should start. Okay, time and space are but a dream, Florence writes. Man must bring his future into the now. Blessings that seem so far away into the future are already prepared for you. Ask and it is given, the Bible. waiting for you to believe in manifestation. For example, a student desired a watch. I told her to believe she already received it, and she soon received it from a friend. But this girl didn't doubt it, didn't go and be so brainy and ask, oh my God, what does it mean that I should already received it? I don't have it yet. And boom, 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 back and forth in the mind. Florence told her, go ahead about your day, like Abdullah said to Neville, go ahead about your day like you already received it. She didn't doubt it, she just did it, and it happened for her. This is the way you work law of assumption. Realization is manifestation. You ask, how can you get rid of doubts and fears? Florence writes, how you do get rid of doubts and fear, which prevent manifestation? The answer is by taking an affirmation that gives a feeling of security and satisfaction. Affirmations first, thoughts always first. If you are afraid of a big dog, say, beat it, you big bluff. The court's fears and adverse appearances are certainly only big bluffs. So Florence just says, because she has this unwavering faith, that if you have doubts and fear, you just destroy it with an affirmation that just destroys everything, that you truly resonate with yourself. But for some of you, it's not enough. It's not enough to just affirm, because you're still brainy. You still have YouTube. You're still watching content. So again, if that is not enough, take action to sit in that consciousness, which I already talked in all my videos, and you can refer even to Vadim Zealand if you want to know more about what do I mean exactly by taking action and how it differs from pushing manifestation. A man who worried continually, seemingly impossible to stop his worrisome thoughts, took out his watch and said he would worry for half an hour. To his surprise, Florence said, he found out impossible to worry, for he had to put the law of non-resistance into operation. We ask the universal supply and then cite, I'll not get it. That's what you guys do all the time. You affirm, you ask God, you ask universal supply, and then after one day or a couple of minutes, but it's not here yet, I cannot spend the money. Sitting again, what? In the consciousness that has led you to not have the money in the first place. Do you know what I learned from a rich person that I read somewhere? I learned this sentence, this quote that is now like in my brain forever, which is like, being broke is temporary, being poor is eternal. And really think about it. Really think about it. What does that mean? That a person that identifies with a consciousness of richness, even when they can't technically spend money, finds a way to create assets because it doesn't identify with being poor. Broke is just is temporary. That's the difference, is the state of consciousness that you sit in, and it's not what you buy. And again, we can talk about it for hours because that's a huge, larger topic. With rhythm in his thoughts, all the traffic goes his way. He has lucky breaks, out of luck, out of rhythm. Affirm, the tide has turned to stay, for God has right of way. She always refers back to God, refers back to unwavering faith. You must live fully in the now to make your dreams come true, but always be sure that you're dreaming according to divine plan. Now, that's a different topic for a different video. Divine plan doesn't mean that you cannot get what you want. She says you can get the love of your life, you can get the money, you are entitled to all the abundance in the world, but you don't have to control the way it comes to you. You have to have that unwavering faith. But we can discuss it in another video because, like I said, not each and every one of us has this unwavering faith. It might be complicated for some people. For me, it works. For you, it might not. So yet again, take it with a pinch of salt, because, you know, she has her own set of belief system that I agree personally with, but not all the other people would agree. So again, it's a personal choice. But yeah, sorry for being harsh and long in this video, but someone needed to tell you guys. I'm always so accommodating, I'm always so nice in every video, but I want to help you for real. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing people losing themselves in this limbo where they never take action and they just sit in the couch watching countless videos after another, affirming here and there, and then reverting back and just never getting things done because they simply didn't understand that they need to do it first. Experience teaches, and then they will fully understand it. So less theory, more practice. Every single time that you feel in doubt or in fear, you have two ways to go on about it. Either you find an affirmation that truly resonates with you and makes you flip in a different state of consciousness. If that doesn't work, take action. Do something better. It's better to do something to change that habits of being yourself than sitting in the couch watching another video and getting more confused and doubt even more. Every single time you feel paralyzed and you don't know what to do, you quiet your mind, follow your intuition, take action. That's the way to go. And sit in the consciousness, in the state that you want to be in, because it's all about changing you. It's all about changing your personality in order to affect your personal reality. I hope I've been so clear in this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if this makes sense. I'm gonna give you another example. Oh my god, stop. Like, do you think that Metallica, one of the best metal band in the planet, I know that's the opinion, that's debatable, but one of the best of the best of the best, would have sit around when they were no one and they were just kids rehearsing, and they were just like, they are doubting and being brainy about their music? No, I can see James just going in the guitar and being like, yeah, I'm the best. You know, they probably thought that. They probably had that inner conversation. Did they have difficult moments? Oh yeah, if you know the story of Metallica, you'll know they had difficult moments. But they never gave up. They took action. They practiced. They became the best. Even when they were at the lowest, they just did it because they identified as the freaking badass best band ever. And they become one. That's sitting in the consciousness. But it all starts with what? With thoughts, obviously. A song starts with a thought, with an idea. But then they had those, I believe that, I don't know Metallica, but you know, I believe that they had those inner conversation within themselves. And then they took action. Guys, just another random example because I love this album, Justice for All. Painful album, but I love it. Anyway, do you like it? Just comment down below. Anyway, yeah, I could sit here for hours literally talking about this, and again, if I hear in the comment section saying, but you didn't take a lot of action to get what you want. Yes, true, but I have unwavering faith. Do you? Question mark? Comment. Love you guys. See you very soon on my membership over here and on Patreon. Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the ring bell button to always get notified about my new videos, and I'll see you very soon. Love you. Bye.